I'm fabulous.
You sure are. Best-selling author and lifestyle expert, balancing.
Yeah.
Lifestyle balancing. What does that mean, balancing?
Well, I help people stay connected to what's really important. And it's a big job because 80% of women said that they don't feel connected to what's really important.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
6 power solutions for women with too much to do, okay? A new survey of what stresses out women the most here. Why women should stop screaming at the microwave. What does the microwave do?
Well, it's like 30 seconds. Hurry up!
Oh, hurry up! Because they got a little kid screaming. No, not screaming.
That's right.
Just screaming. They're talking, but they're talking because they're hungry, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, all right. Well, give us some thoughts here. This is good. It's nice to be balanced, and there really are ways you can do that.
Absolutely. Here's the problem
Okay.
we have first to solve. Women think we can get it all done. And here's the deal. We are never, ever, ever going to get it all done. We haven't failed in some way. There really is too much to do, not enough time to do it. And so we need a new motto. And that is, when you can't keep up, connect. Connect with yourself, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your spirituality, your community. Connection is what creates balance. And that's what makes us feel good. And feeling good is what it's all about.
I like your thinking. Actually, I'm a reverend, and I'm a yogi-type character,
Okay.
and it's all about mind, body, and spirit. And that's, you sound like you're saying the similar kinds of thinking here.
It's very similar thinking. You know, the old way was to say, what do I need to do, which is a very long, overwhelming list. And the new way is to say, with whom should I connect? And it sounds like we're very much on the same wavelength, because one of the ways I tell people to do this is to have a pause ritual. Yoga actually is a pause ritual. A pause ritual will give our lives some predictability and some stability that I don't think I have to explain to anybody. There isn't very much of that going around. But as you know, human beings need it. And women, for some reason, seem to resist this concept of pausing. And it's actually why I'm very excited. I have partnered with Pine Mountain Firelogs because they're the masters at creating pause rituals. And so I want to say to people, what is your pause ritual? Do you read to your kids at night? Do you sit down in front of the fire with a glass of wine and talk with your partner or your spouse? Do you go for a walk, hit a bucket of balls, take the dog out, pray, meditate? We need a rhythm of renewal. I would love to tell everybody, just go as fast as you can, do 2 things at once, it's all going to work out. But as you know, we're not robots, and without the rhythm of renewal, we can't really give the gifts that we're here to give.
Mary, what's the name of your book? Our books?
I used to have a handle on life, but it broke. And stop screaming at the microwave.
Okay. And Mary, I own pausetheworld.com. I've been working years trying to, we have had a couple events, but we're planning on helping. Maybe I ask you to help us pause the world. We're working to pause the world. There's a World Peace Day that's supposed to pause the world that has been created worldwide, and all the countries that are part of the UN have agreed to that. But it still would be a little bit more would be helpful, and that's the day actually we've switched to do it. It's in September, World Peace Day, to pause the world. But let's talk now about, you have this Pine Mountain here, and tell us about Pine Mountain. Who is Pine Mountain?
They make fabulous firelogs, which is...
And I've used them.
And you've used them. Good, me too. You know, they crackle, they have fire crackle, they have better emission. The point here is that they really are a company who gets it. They understand that women need to pause, to have rituals that bring them together. And one of the most exciting things I get to tell you about is that if you go to pinemountainbrands.com, not only will you get great tips on how to keep your life in balance and do pause rituals, but they have an offering where you could win $10,000 to have the ultimate stay-at-home vacation. It's $5,000 in cash that you can spend however you want, and then $5,000 worth of services. So you could have a chef or a housekeeper or a landscaper, because you know women, if we stay at home, we're going to still think we have to cook and clean, and that's not the idea of a vacation. 60% of women said that given their druthers, they'd really just rather stay at home on vacation. And so Pine Mountain Firelogs has said, okay, we're all over that. It also, the website, I think the beauty of it is that it really inspires women to go to their families and say, look, I saw this website. This holiday, we're always talking about what are we going to do. And maybe we should sit down and say, well, how are we going to pause? How are we going to take time to constantly reconnect, fill each other up so that we can really have a fabulous time?
Let me ask a couple questions here, okay?
Okay.
And remember, I don't want to say remember women, but there's guys, men kind of guys, people, right? I think these guys. I thought guys kind of like really work real hard to get close to a fireplace with a woman, but because that's one of the, in essence, in my mind, one of the most romantic places in the world that a man and a woman could be, and or a family. I think it's, and especially now with the holiday season, it's a gorgeous thing. Let me ask some questions about this because I'm very interested here.
Okay.
So the logs are, now do you need a real fireplace to burn these logs, right? You're really burning these, right?
Well, you need a safe fireplace. You can light them outside on your patio. You can take them camping. They actually have fewer emissions. They're much cleaner, maybe 6 or 7 times cleaner than wood. So the emissions are less. They have all different times, they have 2-hour and 3-hour and 4-hour. So it's very simple. You just throw the log on and you know that you have that. So for example, for rituals, let's say you're the family that every Friday night you order pizza and you throw a log on the fire. Pine Mountain believes in this sort of thing, and so this tells us who we belong to. Our rituals tell us that. If you're the family that does that every Friday night, then that's what you become. This is who you belong to. So, I'm very honored. Everything down the list lines up with I'm trying to get families to connect with what's really important, to help them pause. And when you find a company who really believes in the same mission, you get pretty excited about it.
It's good news to me. I love good news, and this is good news. I'll tell you one of the reasons why I have, for whatever reason, I'm very fortunate. I have a fireplace in Manhattan.
Good.
Brownstones have fireplaces, and most of them hopefully are usable fireplaces. Another suggestion, I've done stories on this, is to make sure your chimney is clean, of course, right, to begin with. That's a very serious safety tip here to begin with. So you have a clean chimney, and there's nothing like it. I'm on the ground level, so I get a great air current, but you know what? I go through last year, and I have logs like right next to my fireplace. Yeah. And you know what? I didn't have one fire last year. And I love sitting there watching the fire because I was like running around like a crazy person and not sitting down and relaxing and doing your pause of what you are suggesting for people to do. Because it's also a hassle with wood. First of all, half of the Indonesia and all these places they're chopping down the wood, there's a concern to begin with. We just did a big story on the Rainforest Alliance and knocking down the wood, and Tiffany is switching their bags, and a lot of people are, because we need those trees, because without those trees, especially areas that they don't reforest, that's an oxidation concern, right? And global warming, all these things. So this is a good thing. Tell me really scientifically here. This is, because here you got 100% recycled coffee grounds. What is that, Java log?
Well, the company is very innovative. They have looked at all kinds of different ways to recycle the coffee grounds. They have a whole line of products, and at pinemountainbrands.com you can look all of that up. I want to go back to what you said. It's kind of a hassle. One of the life balance principles is that every action should have more than one benefit, and using these logs is a great example of it. It's easy, it's cleaner, it's better for the environment. And it connects you. When I'm sure in your home, when you have a fire, everybody just draws to it. The fire has always represented connection, whether it's the cowboys or campfire girls or around a hearth. It is something that makes our soul feel good. And so you get this long list of benefits with just one little log on the fire. Why wouldn't you do that?
No, I think it's very well. 80% less carbon monoxide and up to 75% less particle matter. Boy. Where is this company located?
They are based in Indiana. Yeah.
Really, congratulations. This is a very good story. This is real good.
I'm very honored, and I love the fact that you could win a vacation. They really have just taken the scientific data that they've gotten, figured out what people want, and they work all day, every day trying to figure out how to make people's experiences better. And so do I, so we're a great match.
I love it. Okay, there's nothing like sitting in front of a good fire and relaxing. So I know we spent a little bit more time. Look, we'll talk further and see if there's a way that we can do some goodness channel about this.
Fabulous. Okay, when you can't keep up, and when you can't keep up, connect. Thank you so much for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you.